When you think of intelligent systems, you probably think of this guy, this girl, or this. Or maybe that's what the Smash community thinks. Intelligent systems have developed different franchises, such as one that stars this guy. Yeah, that's right. Paper Mario was also developed by Intelligent Systems, but they also have another series that they work on, and that is Advance Wars. You might not know what Advance Wars is if you just started playing games around the 3DS era, because it's been about 15 years since the last Advance Wars, which was on the Nintendo DS. And that's pretty crazy when you think about it, because there's been Fire Emblem games almost non-stop since Fire Emblem Awakening. And it's weird because Advance Wars has taken a back seat, yet I can remember a time when Advance Wars was actually more popular than Fire Emblem, and that was the Game Boy Advance era. Advance Wars is part of a series of Wars games that started with the Famicom Wars, which was also developed by Intelligent Systems. So as you can see, they came around the same time as Fire Emblem. Now what makes Advance Wars different from Fire Emblem is the way the battles take place. You see, in Fire Emblem, you're controlling different characters or different units, and each unit has their own weapon and different ability. But in Advance Wars, you're actually controlling the CEO, who controls a whole army. So for example, your army might consist of, airplanes, helicopters, boats, submarines, and even foot soldiers. And don't forget about tanks as well. Versus Fire Emblem, each unit is basically just, one person, and you're battling another army that has multiple people. Because of this, it makes the strategy a little bit different. It's all about pretty much capturing headquarters and using your terrain as an advantage. And yes, I know Fire Emblem, they also have, castles you can hide in and different terrain. But in this case, each unit is very particular to a different type. For example, you're not going to send a tank in water. Where in Fire Emblem, some soldiers can actually, or some of your units rather, can actually go in water. See, for water type fights, you're going to need a boat or a submarine to go ahead and combat those units. And that's what makes it very unique. It's really, when you think about it, it's really like chess. Like, it really is a board game, which is a great nod that Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp does. I do like how basically when they set up the terrain, it's pretty much like toys, I guess you could say, playing on a board. And I do like that aspect of it because that's exactly how Advance Wars feels. Now, full disclosure, I haven't really played an Advance Wars game. I've played the first one for a little bit, but I don't really consider that playing it since it was only about an hour of playtime. It's a game that I always wanted to play, and I'm very excited it's finally coming to Nintendo Switch. I do like the war aspect of stuff, and I really love tactical RPGs. As you can see, we've made a couple of Fire Emblem videos on here, and I've also streamed Fire Emblem Engage when it first came out. But Advance Wars was always one of those games that I really wanted to try. I love all types of tactical RPGs such as Final Fantasy Tactics and Front Mission. And I do like what Front Mission does, how it gives more of a modern, well, I guess it's not really modern since there's mechs, right? But a more, I guess, futuristic / modern take on things because you have guns and stuff like that. Advance Wars was like that style. It was almost the opposite of Fire Emblem in terms of tone, where Fire Emblem is a lot more medieval and with magic and fantasy. Advance Wars was a little bit more down to earth with more realistic things such as, again, you have vehicles such as tanks, boats, helicopters, and all that stuff. And it just felt a lot more, I don't know, down to earth or grounded, for lack of words. That's what I really liked about Advance Wars. I did forget to mention that the CEOs have special abilities that can be used in battle, such as Andy, where he can use repair that kind of basically replenishes the health of all your soldiers or vehicles or anything like that. It really reminds me of Valkyria Chronicles, where you do get like CEO abilities out there. For example, you can like do a sniper shot from long distance or stuff like that. So it is kind of cool. Again, I'm comparing to Valkyria Chronicles, even though Advance Wars was first, but that's because I've played Valkyria Chronicles definitely a lot more than Advance Wars. But I'm super excited to get a hold of this because it just brings a lot more strategy. Again, this game is pretty much very different when you compare it to Fire Emblem, so I'm super excited to play this. Now, there's a lot of cool things that are coming to Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp, such as online play. Online play is going to be great because you'll be able to challenge other people online and pretty much do up to 4-player combat, which is pretty cool. That is something that I always wanted to do because when you really look at the tactical RPGs, they are really like, chess, right? And if you can play chess online, why can't you play these tactical RPGs online? You know, Fire Emblem Engage has some type of online play to it, but it's not the same. Where Advance Wars 1 and 2 is looking like it's just a full-blown match played online. Now, full disclosure, there is another game that has done this, and that is Wargroove. And Wargroove did the online battles pretty good. That is a game that I actually played, and it kind of like, I guess, got me used to what Advance Wars will be. It's a good game. I definitely recommend it, and they also did announce a Wargroove too, so definitely check them out. But yeah, going back to Advance Wars, there's a lot of other cool stuff that they're going to have, such as a design room. Design room is going to allow you to go ahead and create your custom maps, and you can send it and share it with other people. And I think that's pretty cool. There's also a challenge mode type of deal where you go through different maps and you got to complete them there. And then of course you do have the campaign of Advance Wars 1 and Advance Wars 2. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming to Advance Wars 1 and 2, and honestly for $60, there's a lot of features packed into it. I mean, not only are you getting 2 games, but you're getting a challenge mode, which I feel like nowadays they don't exist in games. And of course you have a pretty good online play that's pretty neat, especially for a single player game. But I think there's a lot of great things coming to this game, and man, we've waited a long time to play this. I'm so excited this comes out very soon. Another unique thing about the battle system is actually the way you get these soldiers. You see, as the CEO, you actually have money. And using your headquarters, you can pretty much recruit soldiers to go ahead and do the fighting. So for example, let's say one of your foot soldiers die, you can go ahead and just basically use money to go ahead and, I guess, like, you know, summon new soldiers, right? Or rather recruit new soldiers there, because there's no summoning in, you know, the real world, right? But yeah, you can basically recruit new soldiers or tanks or anything like that using that money. And the way you get the money is basically by capturing all these different headquarters. So it's a cool different thing that they did compared to Fire Emblem, where you just have your set units. That's pretty much all you have. So there is a lot of strategy going back and forth between when do you buy these soldiers, or when do you recruit these soldiers rather, or versus, you know, save your money for another turn where you might need it. Us tactics fans have been eating good these past few years. I mean, it all started with triangle strategy. Once that was announced, we just had non-stop tactics games coming out. We have you know, triangle strategy, Fire Emblem Engage, Advance Wars of course is coming out. Tactics Ogre Remake is also another thing. I believe a Disgaea came out recently. I've never played the Disgaea game, but that came out recently as well. And then of course we also have the Metal Slug Tactics that also was announced, which I'm very excited to play. Fortunately no release date yet, but that's another game I'm very excited. And I hope everybody that's watching this video purchases this game, because I'm hoping that if this game sells well, we'll get a new Advance Wars, and I'll be very excited for that. Oh yeah, and how can I forget Front Mission? I mentioned it earlier in the video, and I can't believe it didn't come to my mind. Front Mission 1 was already remade. Front Mission 2 remake comes out later on this year, and of course they are on the works with Front Mission 3, which is my personal favorite Front Mission game, and I'm very excited for that. So definitely, if you're watching this video, pick up a copy of Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp comes out April 21st, and I can't wait. I already have it pre-ordered, so definitely, like I said, pick this up for sure. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel. We are so close to hitting our goal of 450 subscribers. Once we hit that goal, we will be doing a retro relay race. We do have more details coming soon, so definitely keep an eye out for that, but it's going to be awesome. I can't wait to do that. It's going to be me and the podcast team just setting up and pretty much competing against each other to see who will come out on top. So definitely look out for more information on that, and don't forget to share the channel with everybody else. We are trying to grow this channel and this community, so go ahead and follow our Discord, or rather join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, TikTok, all the social media stuff that's out there, and don't forget to catch our streams as well. We are live on both YouTube and Twitch Wednesday through Friday, and then every Sunday we do have the Random Encounter podcast, when we talk about all the latest and greatest gaming news that was available that week. My name is James from the Random Encounter, and I will see you guys next time.